What's up, family? Spencer-Mack here. Got a nice yellow hand, harvested some turmeric and made some juice. All right. I wanted to share a concept with you that I've found have been profoundly important and inspiring and energizing ever since I finally connected it into my way of being. As you know, I've been very interested in diet because I understand that what we eat and how we connect to our food is extremely important in how we unfold as a being, how we evolve and develop and perform. And I'm very interested in that. I want to come to my full capacity of vitality and experience and presence in life. And for so long, I was kind of just hunkering down in my lab, so to speak, and just isolating myself and the nutrients and the timing and the practices to try to bring myself to a certain peak of health and vitality, but still felt this like missing piece. I'm not saying where I'm at is perfect now, but I had the knowledge that it was important for a long time, and it took me even longer to actually enact it. But I recently got to share it with a good friend of mine a couple weeks ago when he was calling me to pick my brain and to share his diet with me to see where he might be off a little bit, because he was eating so well, but he just didn't quite have that inspiration or drive or enthusiasm to be alive. And that missing and important piece is community. It is connection. It is how you relate and integrate with the bigger experience. We are social beings. There is an energy and a nutrition that circulates between us with the exchange of our ideas, the exchange of our help and our energy and our laughs and our advice and our support. We need that. No one can do it alone. Okay, well, in a paradoxical way, we are doing it alone, but all of this is one. And if you are isolating a part of yourself, this one being, from the rest of the organism out there, you're never going to find that wholeness or that fulfillment. And so, as my friend rattled off his diet, I was very impressed. It was nutrient dense, it was diverse, it was as local as possible. He had good preparation methods, good sourcing, good seasoning, good meal timing. And so when I heard how much wisdom he had in the field of diet, I went and asked him the next question. What's your community? What's your family life like? What are the relationships like? Because for me, in the last year and a half, that has been the piece that has really profoundly elevated my joy and my energy and my vitality. I have more drive to do things. I have more inspiration because I have actively sought out and worked to consistently cultivate relationships with individuals that I respect and that are in tune with those things that I find valuable. It's ultimately our values that anchor our connections. And so once we get to sort ourselves out, we understand what we desire the most. We need to find people who have that same value system and start to cultivate those things together. Now, I know there's a big mindset against corporations, for example, out there, or the institutions, as they are negative. Well, they're not necessarily negative, they're powerful. And that's because when we come together and synergize cooperatively, we are infinitely more powerful. So if we have great ideas, there's no way we can really get them to fully impact this world unless we share them, unless we help motivate other people to help us bring them into reality or to help us refine them. So that is the nutrient, that is the idea that I wish to share with you guys. And the concept and the practice, as it looks in my life now, is what I call the junto. And I was just looking for examples of individuals who created groups, like a mastermind group, kind of like a Toastmasters, where people come together and just share good ideas. You know, most of those are based around different things. Like think about AA, very profoundly impactful, saved so many lives, inspires so many people, but it's all based around you're an alcoholic. And I think there's a model of that could better serve us. And I think we're learning how to make that. We almost have to recreate it. It's what the church was for us before it became tainted. There were parts of the church's story and perception of life that were off, and those things came out as all sorts of catastrophes. So how do we create that organization and that celebration with people that we love on a regular basis? Because the consistency is vital. But have it based in something more up to date with our perspectives and our desires in life. For me, my highest value is my connection to spirit, my connection to God. Even all of my obsession and experimentation with diet is just to get my body to a point that I can contain more spirit. I can maintain a higher degree of presence for a longer period of time. That's where my joy and my drive comes. And so I knew a couple of brothers, a couple friends on the island that were equally driven by that. And they were consistently holding a positive, loving perspective of reality. And I respected them. And they're actually, one of them's 25 years older than me, another one is 10 years older than me. So I like that we got a different age spectrum. And since then it's grown. We have other individuals who come. We get 5 to 8 people at times. But the primary thing that I'm interested in is spirit. How do we cultivate that connection? Because to me, when you're connected with God, that's the ultimate nutrition. That's the ultimate vitality. You're on fire. You're extremely sharp and present. It solves all of your problems. And so the practice of coming together on a clear intention consistently with others, that's the piece that has been profoundly nourishing for me. As I said, we call our group the Junto. I want to share and spread that idea. I think that the idea is basically a church, but it's just brothers, sisters hanging out, being friends, and talking and focusing on the good. Because if you look at 90% of television or news out there, it's always isolated on the negative. People haven't even cultivated the capacity to find the good things in life. And so that to me is a practice. I'm gonna go walk into the I'm getting toasty out here. That to me is a practice, is the ability to concentrate on love. And so that's what our group is about. And that's ultimately manifesting as a couple different businesses, which I think is awesome. How do you bring the spirit into your business? And as I spoke before on the topic, the idea of ikigai, how do you connect your love into your work, into your service, so you actually get paid doing what you love and serving and supporting the lives of others? So ultimately the Junto became the ikigai of a group of close friends. And that concept has been extremely supportive and inspiring, and it's helped me amp up a couple different businesses that we're working on. It's helped me express and resolve challenges that I was working with and become more and more clear in my own values and desires. Coming together, sharing each other's values, sharing what we love, learning to listen and be present with people that we love. That's the practice. That's the nutrient. That's what I recommend everybody, if you don't have, you try to cultivate. Even if it's just with one good friend. That's what they say. We only need one good friend. So I recommend you just find that one person. And even if they're still not fully on board with you, their values are slightly differently, you still come together and you work and ask questions. Be open to being wrong in your value system. And together, come to an agreement where you help and love and share with one another, and then invite somebody else. That's where we develop strength and health in our communities, is when we start to reconnect like this. That's where the power gets out of the government and into the individual's self-agency, into the local government of the family. So that's my idea. And I would love to hear if you have a practice like that, or if you have a group like that. And I would love to hear if you have practices or rituals or rules of engagement. How do you open the meeting? How do you close it? Do you try to stay on one idea? Does everybody get to share a certain idea? Because that's what I'm learning how to do now. What we're learning how to do is how to organize it properly so that we can cultivate and develop ideas, but also leave room for creativity and have it be a very relaxing and enjoyable environment, so that even if you're worn out, you're still gonna show up because you can just chill. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about cultivating love and family, guys. And that is the nutrient that has been most profoundly supportive to me in this last year and a half. So I wanted to share that with you. Awesome. Really appreciate you guys. All the inspired comments, please share them. It's what keeps the circle going. Let's team up. I would love to be in a junta with you guys. I want to figure out how to get a Discord going or membership going. If you have any ideas on how that could look, love the support. Let's do it together is my perspective, all right? Awesome, guys. Lots of love. Until next time. Aloha.